Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei Star Trek Resurgence. Es geht weiter mit dem Kapitel Number 1.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment. You need to see this. The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well.
Oh,
Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack.
wir müssen eine Warnung machen.
So much worse than it already was.
Given the potential consequences, we should notify Starfleet as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, but I'll reach out to Ambassador Spock about it. I don't want to cause a panic. And I doubt he does either.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Oha.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through. Captain
Hallöchen.
Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Ryder.
My pleasure.
Sir,
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have.
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
Then let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut. I'm curious to hear what she says, though.
Naja.
My job is to support the captain, carry out his orders, and ensure his safety, even if I disagree with him.
I like that. But the truth is, it's a trick question.
Ja, für alles.
Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers.
Ich weiß übrigens nicht, ob das Jonathan Frakes ist, der Sprecher. Ich bin mir da nicht so sicher.
And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive.
Richtig.
Or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you. But don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry, theatrics.
From the report, it seems he wields an incredible amount of power.
More than you can imagine. He's able to reach out and grab hold of starships like that. And let them go, just as easily. Portal is full of bluster and bravado. But he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. If you want to appeal to him, rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Do you think he knows that the Takan have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
Ja.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the Borg.
Trust me. This isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
Were you equipped to meet Portal 6-3 all those years ago?
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And we have the benefit of your experience on our side.
Fair enough.
Na, siehst du.
There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Takan Guardian.
I'm sure you will.
Ich hoffe doch. Ah.
Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious. Which is why I'm asking.
There was a lot of data stolen. A lot to sift through.
Yes, we're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
I'd raise that alarm pretty loudly if I were you. There's a lot riding on this. And if it comes to it, the Titan and I will be ready to personally lend a hand in this fight.
Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
Riker out.
Tschüssi.
Thank you for not getting too specific with Riker about the data breach. Better we handle this ourselves, without all of Starfleet hearing about it.
What I don't understand is why you keep it from him. If you're going to tell Ambassador Spock, what's the difference?
Ja.
This information will send a shockwave through the entire fleet. I'm sure Spock will agree. It should be compartmentalized on a strictly need-to-know basis. I have more research to do. So do you. I'm sure the ship's computer has Sun Tzu in its library. Dismissed.
Tja. Alles irgendwie ganz, ganz komisch.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
Mach aus jetzt. Danke. Access
That
granted.
was unpleasant. Commander Irmak, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Takan being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Okay.
Where are you?
Ja, vielleicht ist er auch schon gestorben.
Prep your way, team. We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate.
Oh, mit dem Doktor.
He's not an asset. He's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Westbrook und Duval. Na gut. Und hier Betsy Doran ist auch dabei. Not for the time. Timid. Not for the timid.
Prove you're worth keeping alive for a little while longer.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you can stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600,000 years ago. But a new age dawns today.
Are you the scion of the flame?
My name is Zan Uglosa. I was born in the final days of the age of Makto.
Aha.
We are all scions of the flame. Every one of us who have traveled across the bridge of time to be here for the Great Awakening. We have all sworn ourselves to the cause.
Eventually, one of you will break.
I don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one. But when we wake the Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
The Aphelion?
Then will you understand the might of the Takan Empire. Reborn in this time.
And when you wake the Aphelion, what are you going to do with it?
Anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
Oh,
It's coming alive.
He can't stop the ship.
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
The moment I reduce speed or change our heading, the others will know. First, they'll just resume course from elsewhere. Trivial matter. And then, they will come here.
das werden wir noch sehen.
For you, this is a dead end.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Not if they're just going to start it again.
So you believe him?
I'm not sure.
Why would you tell us all this?
I tell you, because I value my own life. When my fellow Scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle waits you. You've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
What kind of pressure?
We heard him. He'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship. The protocol does not apply. We take the action that will lead to our victory. Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
I'm not gonna torture them. Not like this. There's gotta be something we can work with here.
Tja. Für uns ist das überall das Protokoll.
This area here,
Power generation. The warp cores.
it's deserted. What's this?
This display shows the location of the Takan on the ship. This is where the infiltrators are. The central artery of ship systems. Sensors. Propulsion. Weapons. Doesn't seem to be working here.
This is weird.
Mhm.
Going this fast. It would be too dangerous to force a warp collapse by cracking one of the propulsion coils.
Ja.
I could rupture the hull. End up damaging the cartabula in the process.
That risks tearing a hole in space.
We can't have that.
Nee, das wäre, glaube ich, nicht ganz so gut.
Engine status. Right. The warp cores are still practically redlined. However, they've supercharged the Zeldi. It still relies on existing systems.
They just amplify the output?
But the Takan have already interfaced with those systems. The controls would be no use. So we'd have to find a way to manually shut down the warp cores.
Might not be a manual shutdown as much as it'll be sabotage.
No one appears to be guarding it. I think I can get us there. But once we're in, do you really think you can cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask. But I'm coming around to it.
I got this. I'm an engineer. This is my territory.
Then we'll follow your lead.
Jawohl.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there is a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good. For the Empire.
Das ist auch richtig.
For the Empire.
For the Empire.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all. I thought you'd escaped when we boarded. I'd almost hoped you'd made it off. And Millie's down there too, right? It's good you two are together. I know you're here, Carter. Your technology is so simple to us. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's That's why you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the Takan Empire has so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to. I know you want more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of. Not just the wonders you've already seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars. Carter, you have a thirst for discovery. And a part of you would remain to experience the things I can show you. But if you try to fight it...
You don't know what you're doing. Miranda, we can help you, but you have to fight.
Miranda is a part of us now. She's accepted that.
You're lying.
I have no reason to lie. Every one of us on this crusade has fought wars more brutal and consuming than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others, too. We don't want to have to destroy you.
What's this plan you have? Is it the one where you steal our bodies and erase our minds?
That's a simplistic view of it. Your memories would live on within us. We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Our comm badges. She's tracking our location with them.
If we have to use force to free our fellow Scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm trying to help you.
Ja, halt die Schnauze. Die soll einfach ihre Schnauze halten.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
We've managed this far with...
We are hardly in control of this situation. And now we have loose ends.
You know what? You can argue on the way.
Wir haben jetzt keine Zeit für sowas. Auf.
Now let's move it.
Ich habe echt keine Zeit. Rumgenörgelt da. Also unfassbar, oder? Unfassbar. Statt dass die sich einfach mal konzentrieren. Nein. The Last Guardian. Okay, also wir dürfen keine Angst zeigen.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
Unlike Rikers' team, we beamed down without a problem.
It's quiet.
Portal has to know we're here.
If he won't come to us, we'll go to him. Spread out.
Find Portal 6-3.
Already gave it a scan. Dead. Whole planet feels like it's been turned to stone.
Doctor?
Commander, keeping an eye on those iridium levels? Good. Last thing we need are your cells destabilizing on a hostile alien planet.
Das wäre schlecht, ja. Durchaus. Kann ich hier hoch? Kann ich hier hinten hin?
Portal 6-3! Anybody!
Wohl eher nicht, ne? Ich dachte schon, ich bin jetzt schon richtig gelaufen. Das wäre schade gewesen. So, was haben wir hier? Okay.
The report mentioned phaser fire being redirected toward these strange crystals.
It also mentioned Portal calling down lightning bolts.
Better keep our guards up. If I recall right, Geordie LaForge transported in here, hanging upside down.
Stimmt.
I guess we're lucky we were spared the indignity.
Stimmt, da war was.
Anything unusual, Commander?
It's all unusual, to be honest. With precious little data on this planet, so brief was Captain Rikers' visit. Anything he didn't see himself is a total unknown.
We deal with unknowns all the time. Part of the job.
I'm accustomed to dealing with the unknown from my station on the bridge.
Okay, was haben wir noch? Unwichtiges Crewmitglied. Genauso wie da. Hier haben wir noch sie.
This is where Portal 6-3 projected his image.
He was guarding this bridge. That has to mean something.
Ja, dass sie jetzt nicht mehr bewacht wird.
When you're ready, Commander.
Ja, jetzt warte mal.
These crystals are dormant.
Riker's report said they were glowing, that they served as energy collectors. Could be a good sign they're inactive. The Guardian of the Takan doesn't have his guard up.
Okay, haben wir sonst noch irgendwas? Nee, es sieht nicht so aus. Okay, dann gehen wir rüber. Hallo? Portal 6-3? Natürlich. Unwichtiges Crewmitglied. Steht hinten.
Is it me, or did that path just disappear?
There was a path there a moment ago.
There must be an explanation.
Ich dachte schon, der stirbt.
Tetrametric pulses.
Same energy as the other Takan technology.
Most of the crystals appear dormant. What's different about this one?
Der halt nicht.
Indicate there's a cavity in the rock right behind it.
We could try melting a hole through the wall with our phasers.
Worth a try.
Na dann mal los.
Nothing.
There's gotta be a weakness. Somewhere it isn't totally solid.
Ah.
Whoa!
An illusion.
I'm sure that wall was as real as the rest of them. I felt it.
It's almost like our holodeck technology, but far more advanced.
The crystals must be absorbing the energy from our phasers.
I'm picking up something. A biosignature. It's faint, but it's there.
With me.
Ist das etwa Portal 6-3? Schauen wir nach. Portal?
Another dead end.
Or another illusion.
Crewman LaRue, if you would.
Jetzt ist er tot.
Evolve to Resolute. Beam crewman LaRue directly to medical.
Okay, er lebt noch.
Is he
Aber
okay?
natürlich, ne?
He'll live.
Ach so.
Not all crystals work the same, it seems.
Don't fire your phasers at any crystals unless we're sure they're putting out the same pulses as before.
Commander, I may be able to speed up the process. I can now detect many different wavelengths of radiation simply by looking. The Takan radiation is unusual, so I can't quite clear it all up.
but I was able to eliminate many of the non-tetrametric crystals. Your tricorder should warn you.
That's an enormous help. Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's my honor.
Siehste, hat doch was gebracht, dass sie jetzt den Visor hat. Use the tricorder to find tetrametric crystals and shoot them with your phaser. Tetrametric radiation is visible through the tricorder.
Tetrametric. Good sign.
Commander!
Hui!
Look at that.
Ja, die steht.
Trust, but verify.
Indeed.
Okay, was haben wir noch? Der ist es nicht. Sonst ist hier drüben... Aber den hatte ich ja schon. So. Okay, dann gehen wir doch mal rüber. Achso, der will noch reden.
Aside from the breathable atmosphere, this is a remarkably inhospitable planet. Traces indicate there was once living flora, but it's been dead so long it's practically turned to stone.
From what Portal told Riker, it was an outpost to defend the far edge of the Takan Empire.
Well, it's not that now. Now, it's a grave.
Ja, so könnte man es auch ausdrücken.
I wonder if this place was always so lifeless.
Hier oben noch irgendwas? Nee. Oder hier hinten? Auch nicht. Ja, ja, ich weiß. Wo ist denn der Wall? Da hinten.
There's something alive on this wall.
Okay.
Based on the data from the Enterprise's records, it must be Portal 6-3.
I'll figure out how to get us past it.
I know you will. Biosignature is coming from this direction. I'm sure of it. There's no getting through here.
There's always a way.
Der ist es wohl nicht. Dann gehen wir mal darüber.
More crystals. Need a way across.
Ja, wie wär's mit dieser Brücke? Und da ist sie weg.
I assume you've noticed the bridge we crossed to get here is no longer tangible.
Ist das so?
Ah. Bit of a problem.
If logic prevails, there's a way to get it back by finding the right crystal to phaser. I'm getting some faint tetrametric readings from inside that mountain.
Then I'll head over there.
And I'll stay here, in case the bridge decides to come back.
Also, der ist schon mal nix. Da hinten haben wir irgendwas. Von drinnen kommen was. Wie er gesagt hat. Haben wir hier noch irgendetwas? Okay, das sieht schon mal nicht so aus. Schauen wir mal hier. Okay.
Good.
Damit ist schon mal die Wand da weg. Gut. Dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir da doch mal rein in der nächsten Folge. Bis dahin, tschüss und tüdelü.